Hi, the Mike Rogers Show. Mike Rogers here with you. Today is part 2 of the interview with Uncle Mike. What happened with the guy from the prison? Tune in.
A guy named Jimmy Fink, who's still on the radio to this day, a real local hero of radio, was on WPLJ, a New York radio station. And his vibe was like, he loved doing creative radio. So the both of us, we did creative radio. We'd be on the radio and putting this music out, and people would listen and go buy the records. And then we started getting letters from people. And we started getting letters from convicts. You know, hey, we're in jail, and, you know, we listen to your show on Sunday nights, and it really helps us get through our sentence. And, you know, so every week we did a segment called Jail Mail. And Jail Mail was, we'd read some guy in prison, and he goes, yo, you guys played Slayer last week. That was great. And thank you so much. And can you play the new Megadeth or play the new Metallica? And whatever, we would play it, and we'd read their letter. And then one week I come into the show, and Jimmy goes, hey, Mike, come here. You got to show you this. And he reads me a letter, and it's like, hey, Jimmy and Schnapp. It's my name, Mike Schnapp. Everyone call me Schnapp. You know, Jimmy, Fink, Schnapp. We're in jail. We love when you play the music. And, you know, we're incarcerated here, but your music really gets us through the sentence. And we can't wait. We're getting out in, like, you know, a couple of months. And we're going to come down to Lemoore, which was the local meadow club.
And come and see you.
Right. And we're going to come and see you. But that was like, all right. And then P.S., we're both murderers.
Great.
Right?
Come on in.
Yeah, right. So,
door's unlocked.
The convicts say, hey, we're going to come see you. P.S., we're both murderers. And Jimmy looks at me and he goes, no more jail mail. We're done with it. Like, and then, you know, every time we went to Lemoore, we were like, I hope the murderers aren't coming after us. Nothing against murderers. You want to kill people? Hey, just don't kill me. But anyway, so I actually did a little stint on the radio. And in 1984, I was on college radio. And that was, you know, a lot of hardcore punk and new wave, you know, so New Order, and the Dead Kennedys, and surf music, you know, Dick Dale. And then somebody turned me on to Move On Up by Curtis Mayfield. And I'm like, oh my God, that's the best song ever. It's genius. And then somebody comes in with the Suicidal Tendencies record and plays Institutionalized. Oh my God, that's amazing. And then somebody comes in and says, listen to this. And it's the song called Rock Box by a band called Run DMC. And it just came out. This is 1984. And we're like, oh my gosh. And then the summer of 1984, I got to see Run DMC live in New York City and was blown away. So the amount of types of bands, different bands, varieties, you know, the summer of 1984, man, I saw Run DMC, I saw the Dead Kennedys, I saw the Beastie Boys opening up for the Dead Kennedys when the Beastie Boys were a hardcore band, because their first stuff was hardcore.
Yeah.
And I saw all these unbelievable acts, you know, the Ramones, X, just everyone, Grateful Dead, and was so lucky to be in New York in the middle of it all and active and seeing music. So I live for music, man. I live
That's
for
cool.
it.
Uncle Mike, would you happen to know a LA punk band named the Rotters that did a song called Sit on My Face, Stevie Nicks?
No, but I've heard of the name. But I've not heard it.
Oh yeah, I was the lead singer of that band.
Oh, no way. I've heard Sit on My Face, Stevie Nicks. I've heard that there was a song called Sit on My Face, Stevie Nicks, but I've never heard it. So that's great though. That's great.
I'll send it to you. So in Japan, and from what I hear from my friends, things are very different here. There's a lot of young people into rock music here, and the clubs are really happening. So you guys are going to come and you're going to screen your movie. I think
we are screening the film that I produced. The filmmaker Danny Garcia, he's the director and the filmmaker, and I'm the producer, along with a couple of other people. Cesar Mendez did the editing. So those two guys are Spanish. I'm from New York. We put together this film, It's called Night Clubbing, the Birth of Punk Rock in New York City. And it's about a club called Max's Kansas City. That's where all these old bands play, the Velvet Underground, Alice Cooper, New York Dolls, the Stooges, Suicide, the Ramones,
Wow.
Devo, all this stuff. And it was from 1965 to 1981. Madonna used to hang out there. The Beastie Boys play there. The Bad Brains played there. It was an unbelievable place. Stimulators with a 12-year-old drummer named Harley Flanagan, who was in the Cro-Mags. David Bowie first met Iggy Pop there. It's an unbelievable place, you know. And so you should see the movie. It's called Night Clubbing, the Birth of Punk Rock in New York City. It is going to be screening in Tokyo at the K, like the letter K, Cinema on Saturday night, Saturday night, April 29th. There's 2 screenings.
Oh,
so the 2 screenings, like an early screening and a later screening. So you have 2 chances.
7:15, and then the next screening I think is 9:15.
There you go. So you know. After that, we are going to go down to have an after party at a place called Poor Cow.
Very famous place.
So Sadaki, who filmed our friend Sadaki, who filmed the Sid Vicious footage that's from New York, from Max's in 1978, he suggested we go there. He says it's a great place. And I'm going to be DJing there. I'm doing a funky reggae. Well, it's a punky reggae party, as Bob Marley says. We're going to a party. It's a punky reggae party. And I'm going to play punk rock, and I'm going to play old reggae music. And everyone's invited. Come down. I'm so excited that I'm going to be able to go to Tokyo, Japan, and play punk rock and reggae music at a cool place. And the guy Fifi, who owns the place, has a tremendous record collection. So he said, don't bother bring your reggae records. I don't have those, but he says he has every punk rock record from New York and England. So I'm going to play vinyl that whole night.
Yeah.
Playing vinyl.
So
I'm so excited to be DJing vinyl. I mean, in Tokyo and Japan, I mean, at the Poor Cow. So I know Night Clubbing, the Birth of Punk Rock.
Yeah.
April 29th is screening at the K Cinema. And please come say hello to me. I'll be the new guy in town. I'll be the guy.
Okay.
Here. I don't know if you can see me. I have a face for radio, as they say. So.
Okay, wait a second. So, じゃあ4月29日、K シネマの新宿では、ナイトクラビングという映画が上映しまして、アンコルマイクさんがプロデューサーで、ダニー・ガルシアは監督で、スクリーニングは2回、19時15分は1回目、2回目は9時15分。Poor Cow では、アンコルマイクは DJ やってくれるんですよ。で、ぜひぜひ皆さん来てください。遊びに来てください。You know, Mike.
By the way, I couldn't have said it better myself.
So, Mike, that guy Fifi, he's really famous. He has been on the.
Good. I've been emailing back and forth, and seems like a wonderful person. I'm very excited to meet Fifi, to be very honored to be asked to DJ at his club, and very honored to be trusted to DJ off of his records music that I want to play. So it's overwhelming how excited I am.
So he was in like 2 legendary Japanese punk bands. He was the lead vocalist. Cool. See, he probably never told you that because in Japan,
no, he didn't.
No, because in Japan it's not cool to like toot your own horn. They won't say it. But Fifi is a really famous guy. He's been on the cover of Maximum Rock and Roll with his band. I know. When I first saw that, I couldn't believe it. There's a Japanese band on the cover of Maximum Rock. Oh my God. And I thought, oh, wait a minute. I know these guys.
Amazing. Oh, that's so cool. I'm even more excited now. I didn't think possible.
Yeah. So when you meet him, you tell, hey, Mike told me who you are.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping, Mike, I hope that you could come to that after party, please. I really want you to be there.
Well, I'll try, Mike, but I do radio shows like almost every morning, and I have to get up at 3 a.m. Test the
So
system.
just stay up. You'll just stay up and come right from the club, man. There you go. See,
Actually,
everyone?
I really do want to go to Poor Cow because that's such a cool place. I've only been there, I don't know, maybe 4 times or so. But everybody's
This will be
so
the
nice.
fifth. This will be the 5th time. You'll come. You'll hang out. You'll be our special guest. And me and Fifi and Danny Garcia, he'll be there also.
Oh,
And the people from Curious Scope who are putting the film out in Japan, they're releasing it, and we're just very excited. I've never been to Japan, and so this New York guy is going to get to travel to Japan. It's a dream come true. Very excited.
that's really cool. I think you'll love Japan. So
everybody tells me I'll love it. I have a feeling I'm going to love it. Everything I've been told. I'm very excited to experience all the wonderfulness that's there.
Yeah. Okay, so we only have a couple of minutes left. So I want you to tell me about your producing music documentary films career. You're not only a DJ, you are a music documentary film producer, and you made the films Rolling Stone: Life and Death of Brian Jones.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. So I linked up with Danny Garcia through a friend of mine, Steve Hirsch. He was working on a film. Danny was working on a film called Looking for Johnny, about Johnny Thunders. And Steve asked me to hook up a meeting with Bob Gruen, famous photographer. Bob Gruen took all, New York Dolls photos and Kiss and Led Zeppelin, the famous John Lennon photo with the New York shirt. So I meet these guys. I meet Danny and I meet Caesar. He says, your beard, you look like you should be in our cowboy films, spaghetti westerns. So next thing you know, Danny puts me in 3 spaghetti westerns that are shot in the south of Spain. And so I'm an actor in the 3 films. I'm not an actor, but next thing you know, I'm running around in a cowboy suit, 6 Bullets to Hell, The Bounty Killer, and The Price of Death. All 3 of those they're out there. You can find them. And they're directed by Danny Garcia, and then Danny has made the Rise and Fall of the Clash, Looking for Johnny, Sad Vacation, which I associate produced, Stiv, about Stiv Bators, Rolling Stone: Life and Death of Brian Jones, which I was associate producer, and then I wanted to step up, so we were going to do the Sid Vicious film, which sort of turned into Max's Kansas City homage film called Nightclubbing: The Birth of Punk Rock in New York City. Then we finished the Sid Vicious. It's called Sid: The Final Curtain, and that's out there. And now we're finishing up a documentary about the Chelsea Hotel in New York City, and that's going to be out sometime this year. And it's been very exciting to learn how to produce independent documentaries. Danny is the master of producing these on the punk rock sandwich money budget. These are true independent films. I mean, this is, amazing. And then I've been a photographer a bit, and I've had a few photos. I had a photo of Huey Morgan from the Fatherland Criminals and Joe Strummer that was published in Huey's book. So Huey has a book, and the photo that I took is in there. Wow. I have a couple of photos of the New York Doll Hospital that are in Sylvain's book from the New York Dolls. Because he named the New York Dolls after the New York Doll Hospital. And I was able to get photos of that because my friend's family ran it. And then now I'm working on 2 books. One book is called Mega Dude, and the other one's called Metal Dude. And I know you laughed at the title Mega Dude, and I'm like, all right, man. So Mega Dude. So when I was, early mid-20s, I was working at Combat Records, and I was able to go on tour with Megadeth and promote their first album. And I have like 600 photos, and I have a lot of stories. So I'm putting together Mega Dude. Mega Dude, the book, will be out sometime this year. The art director, Regan Hager, is a famous musician, is currently putting the book together. He put together the Pearl Jam books. And then Metal Dude is all my other stories about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And but working with Danny and working with Nightclubbing, the birth of punk rock in New York City, has been incredibly exciting. And I get to be creative, and I get to work with music and culture and travel around the world and DJ. I'm the luckiest guy in the world.
So wait, Uncle Mike, you got to make me a promise. Before Mega Dude comes out on sale, you have to appear on this show again and promote Mega Dude.
Pleasure. My pleasure. You got it.
Wow.
Absolutely. I'll show you photos. I'll tell you stories. I'll share all the inside stuff with you. Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, today's guest is the most world famous DJ Uncle Mike. He's got the movie Nightclubbing, the birth of punk rock in New York City, starting April 29th in Tokyo, and then it goes to Kyushu, and then the night of April 29th, we're all going to Porcow. So maybe I'll be there, but you can get Uncle Mike's signature, that's for sure. Mike, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Peace. I look forward to coming to Japan. I'm so excited. Come say hi. Come say hi.
Okay.
Peace.
See you later.
Peace from New York City.